Joining me right now is Texas Congressman Jodey Arrington. He is also a member of the House Ways and Means Committee. And Congressman, it's good to see you today. Thanks very much for being with me. Where is this going? I mean, we know what's taking place. We've got increasing numbers of these migrants being let into the country. Many are not being tested for COVID. They're dropping children off secretly at private airports on private planes across the country. Is there any end in sight?
You know, I don't believe this administration is going to relent. They want an open border. It's clear. They have signaled in every way, come one, come all, that there will not be security, there will not be enforcement. We continue to give social services, compliments of the taxpayer to folks who are here illegally, most recently a stimulus check and the so-called COVID relief. And Democrats are still talking about amnesty and citizenship as part of the reconciliation. So nobody should be surprised about the record numbers. There should be a concern that we're not even through the first year of a four-year administration. Maria, I continue to maintain the position that this is a constitutional crisis above all else, and states have to flex their sovereign right and constitutional power to take charge, to detain, to deport, to enforce the laws, to prosecute the bad guys, because our federal government has failed, has abdicated. Our commander-in-chief has not faithfully executed the laws, which is his sacred oath, and it's up to the states and our state leaders to defend the border and protect their citizens. Texas is doing that increasingly, but we're going to need even stronger leadership among this border states.
Yeah, we were at the border a couple of weeks ago, and we went to see some of the walls that are unfinished. The Joe Biden administration has canceled all remaining border construction wall contracts. There is an enormous amount of illegal, illicit drugs coming into this country. And, of course, there's hundreds of thousands of gotaways, those people who are not apprehended, and we don't know what their intentions are. And yet the conversation right now in Washington has nothing to do with stopping any of this. Democrats are scrambling to finalize Biden's agenda, the spending agenda. Nancy Pelosi keeps saying we're going to have some kind of a solution by the end of the week. Senator Kristen Sinema throwing another wrench in their plan, saying, look, she's opposed to raising high taxes because of the impact on the economy. We spoke with Cornerstone macro analyst Andy LaPera yesterday, who talked about some of the gimmicks in this plan. Listen to what he said.
And what the White House outlined yesterday to congressional Democrats is more like $4 trillion stuffed into $2 trillion. And so the big question is Joe Manchin going to go for that? I mean, he's expressed concerns about the debt and deficits, and this would create either larger structural deficits or the need for more revenue down the road. So I think they're going to end up having to scale back actual programs, not just the price tag.
Congressman, that's what they keep saying, that they're cutting the price tag, but they're jamming in $4 trillion of programs into something they're calling $2 trillion. That's more gimmicks. And we understand, and so do the viewers know, that when you say a child care program is going to go away in a year, no one believes that. It's not going to go away. So there's really not the cost savings that he's talking about. And by the way, why is $2 trillion costing nothing? I mean, how does Joe Biden get away with continuing to say this plan costs nothing?
Well, he continues to take the American people for fools. They aren't. There will be a day of accountability in the future, but today we have to reveal the facts around the reconciliation. It's actually more like $5 trillion, Maria, and their gamesmanship and their sleight of hand will be to try to protract, or to truncate rather, the duration of these policies. But no matter how short the duration the policies are, they will be extended, they will be made permanent, and they will be expanded like every other mandatory spending and entitlement program that has ever showed up on the balance sheet of our government. It's like Milton Friedman said, there's nothing more permanent than a temporary government program. So whether it's $1 trillion as a top line or 5, it's 5. Yeah. We will eat it all, and it will bankrupt the country. No doubt about it.
Wow. Well, these are harsh charges. Congressman, thanks very much for weighing in this morning. Great op-ed in the Journal this morning, I think, says it all. The $2 trillion number is also a phony number. Congressman Jodey Arrington, we'll talk soon. Thank you, sir. We'll be right back.
God bless.